I don't have anything inflammatory, honey. No, not that I would. Not that I would.
Welcome to Conspiracy Brothers, another great episode.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year, 2020. It's going to be a crazy year. It's already crazy.
I don't even know what to say. It's beyond wild. The drama's heating up. Every minute's another disaster. More fun for everybody.
I'm sitting by the fire. That's why I have this great lighting.
You look smashing in the firelight, dog.
Oh, thanks, man. See, it's all about lighting.
Yeah, I should pay more attention to it, but too late. But we were just talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, yeah. What were we just talking? You were talking about
Skinwalker Ranch.
Skinwalker Ranch. Yeah. So tell us about that.
All right, man. So I'm on the bandwagon. I am no way first to this. In fact, I'm probably late in line to this whole phenomenon. Skinwalker Ranch, we're going to have to do a little expedition there. We're just going to have to. And some people have already been doing this online, and nobody has, unmasked an alien yet. But let me just tell you, there is something really fucking interesting going on there in Skinwalker Ranch.
Wow.
And there are other spots too that aren't quite as well known that have some crazy phenomena going on that we as scientific people in the community and conspiracy theorists, it's a moral imperative. We have to fucking get involved, right?
Hell yeah. We can't just be spectators.
I know. So we got to get involved. So I'm planning a Skinwalker Ranch trip, but we got to rent a car because I don't want my car getting any demons.
Right.
And I don't want your car getting any demons.
Nah, definitely not.
Because we need our cars to be reliable.
Hell yeah. So wait, where exactly is it at?
It's in Utah.
Oh, so we would drive there?
Yeah, I think so. It's it's a long drive, but we're gonna have to bring some equipment.
Yeah.
So I've been developing some equipment.
Ah.
So I don't want anything to sneak up on us, man. Because I don't like sneaky things. Like, if there's a goblin out there that wants to fucking straight up fight with me, fine, let's do it. Let's fucking do it. I want it. Let's see it. But I don't want someone where I'm like dozing off and then that's when the thing sneaks up on me and upsets me. So what I'm creating is using some open source stuff and some cheap things I found on the internet, like a 3D scanner to basically, because it's kind of a flat area. So I'm going to put this up on a stick, right, from the car, and it's going to scan the area, and it's going to let us know if fucking anything is out of whack.
Oh, wow.
And I expect that alarm to go off every 15 seconds. But whatever, man. I want to have the drop on these things, and I've been trying to think of ways to build like a ghost trap, like in the Ghostbusters, but I got no ideas.
We'll come up with something.
Yeah, but so we're gonna get some thermal imaging. We got that on board. I got that. I got regular imaging. We got CCD cameras. We got regular video cameras. We got phones.
Hell yeah.
We'll bring our vaporizers. It's gonna be large, but we could die.
Well, you could die anytime, any day.
All right. So
we got to be living.
All right, that's the spirit. So this Skinwalker Ranch thing. All right. First of all, that whole area is a little weird, and this is going to bring me into another topic that I've wanted to discuss for a while, which is that I've been learning about Native American history.
Ah.
So, dude, they don't teach you anything in school other than the 5 minutes they spend letting you know that we slaughtered them and how much better that made everything.
They don't tell us about how they were slaughtering each other. They're like, no, just the white man was bad.
Yeah.
The poor natives, they were just, fucking sweethearts that we all butchered. It's like, no, they were killing each other. The Comanches, those are some badass motherfuckers killing everybody.
Have you heard of the Utes?
The Utes? Like 2 Utes?
Yeah, but if you try to look it up on the internet, you can't get away from Joe Pesci. But if you look up the Utes, I'd never heard of these people before, but check it out. It puts Native American history in a whole new perspective. So yes, so Native American societies did have definitely departments of war. They did the slave thing, and they definitely did some raping.
Oh yeah.
There was some.
But the schools only have you thinking that it was the white man that did that.
Yeah, and it's bullshit. It teaches you that whole noble savage idea. It does a disservice to everybody. It just confuses everybody. And nobody's a savage. We're all savages. Yeah. But what's really fucking crazy is that I started looking into, because the whole like American history, Western history is always like, we're the protagonists and here's some other shit that we got to deal with. Those are just the way the stories are.
Yeah.
But if you look, the Native Americans, the way they told stories is like they were the protagonists and we were the other. So the perspective has a whole other kind of interesting side. And it goes back way before we fucking came around causing trouble.
Yeah.
So the crazy thing is, and stop me if I get boring on this. I start blathering on.
No. Go with it.
So there are a lot of Native American tribes, and there were like, probably hundreds of thousands to millions of people across the whole continent of North America.
Right.
And a lot of the tribes were seriously peaceful. Like the Navajo, which they were pretty much like the largest tribe, one of the largest tribes. And the only reason that they ever even had warriors and departments of war were because of some of the bad Native American peoples. There were people that were assholes. And so there were the Utes that basically were the ones that were just the fucking assholes, where like basically all of the other Native American tribes had to get a little bit of asshole in them just to fight with these fucking Utes.
Yeah.
And these Utes, they were just like from hell. Like just from hell. And they even say it themselves. Like in their own literature, they're like, haha, we're from hell. And everybody else, I mean, it's just nobody's debating about it in their history. And the Comanches and the what are the other badass guys?
The Algonquin, they were more nice, right? They were
yeah, they were more peaceful too.
Yeah.
And what was crazy is that a lot of the peaceful societies, they had two governments. One government was for peacetime, and the other government was only when the Utes came by. If the Utes were around, they brought in a whole separate government who were basically just crazy assholes that they just kept at the back of the village.
Wow.
And you know what I mean? So like they had some warrior type people that were just kind of a little edgy for the rest of the tribe. So they kept them out, these leader guys. They were kind of little barbarians, but they kind of liked them. And they were like, we'll keep them around just to fucking deal with these Utes. But we acknowledge as people, these guys shouldn't be running things in peacetime.
Right.
And I think that might be a good lesson to the way that we need to run things, where there's like more of a peacetime type way of looking at things and then a wartime.
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah. So it's really interesting, just because it's like there's been evil and the different ways that people and societies had to deal with it. But it's always sort of been there and it's pervasive. So it was like there's never been a place on Earth that I've been able to discover in any of my R&D where it was just like utopia where no one was fucking with anybody. Just didn't seem to really be around. And I think that's just because it wouldn't be any fun.
Going along with the whole Native American thing, one thing I found interesting was, the long hair, because obviously we're both fellow long hairs.
Yeah, although you put me to shame, but yeah.
Well, did you ever hear about how in the Vietnam War, they recruited a bunch of Native American trackers?
Yeah. Go on about this. I like this.
Yeah, they recruited a bunch of Native American trackers to obviously use their skill and expertise in, in battle or whatever. And they found that when they cut their hair, because, the military has to cut the hair, obviously, because I forget the reason how it initially started with the whole shaving of the head. But basically when they shaved the Native Americans' heads, they lost their tracking skills. Because
sense,
Basically, our hair is like an antenna. You know, they're all like little antennas tuning us into our environment.
Because there's a lot of chemical stuff that's happening in the hairs that could kind of diffuse actually I mean, there's some, I think, some scientific basis to at least come up with some theories for why that could be true. So I think you're right. And go ahead.
It's almost like the shaving of the heads is like they want before they. I'm trying to think how it originated. I read something, but I can't remember. Because initially, I mean, soldiers. If you think back to like revolutionary times, like the dudes had long hair. You know, like George Washington and shit. Like they all had long hair.
Yeah, all the ones that didn't have syphilis, that had their hair fall out, they wanted their hair long.
Yeah, it's almost like they found the military industrial complex. We'll say is they were like, you know what, we're gonna cut the hair because that
Like
it helps in well, yeah, that's what they tell you. But I think they knew that it was gonna help indoctrinate them more easily. You know, like if you because you basically shave off their antennas.
Yeah, and you look all of a sudden different. It kind of uniform. It makes people look more uniform.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely part of the psychological process.
It's like when you go to prison. I mean, don't they cut your hair when you go to prison?
I have no idea, dude. It seems like in some prisons, it's like they just like throw you into a naked dark hole, and then at other prisons, it's basically like nicer than my house. I don't get it. So I think it varies a lot.
Yeah, but I just find it interesting this whole thing about hair that no one tells us these things. Like you got to go find the shit.
Yeah. Do you know about the tale of Samson and Delilah?
No, but I've heard of them. Wasn't that a song?
Dude, it's been referenced upon in songs and in movies and in all this, and it's an important lesson for people. So check it out. All right, check it out. Samson and Delilah people. All right, so Samson and Delilah are like this god it couple. They were like, back in the day, they were like the fucking George Clooney and then the evil, whatever his evil wife is. Sorry, Amal Clooney. I don't want to be disrespectful. But anyway, so Samson and Delilah got together. They were both like these like real fit gods. And it was like, all right, let's start getting down to boning. And like all of a sudden they're getting down to boning. And Delilah's like, hold on a second. I want you to cut your hair, Mr. Samson, before you get any of this goodness. Why don't you cut your hair? I think it makes you look better. So Samson, with all the blood in his dick, was like, all right, fuck it, cut it. And guess what happened after that?
What?
He lost fucking everything, including Delilah.
Ah.
And then, what did Delilah miss?
His hair.
Yes. But she talked him into doing it. But she didn't really want him to do it. What she was doing was trying to make sure that she couldn't talk him into it.
Oh, she was testing him.
Yeah, but she didn't realize that with her
conscious mind.
Her brilliant feminine brain. It's far superior to my own in every way. But no, do you get the whole point of the story? You know what I mean? Like, that's like a big, huge lesson, right?
Yeah.
It would have been nice to hear about that growing up.
Yeah. I mean, the shit that they taught us in school, it's just garbage.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, dude, they sold us down the road. It's shameful what they do to children. It makes what the priests do look helpful.
Yeah, like, dude, here I saw an article that there are now 12 townships or whatever that are now introducing the LGBTQRS lessons that they're gonna be taught to the kids. They gotta be taught.
What are the lessons?
I'm sure they're gonna be telling these kids, like, look, if even though you're 5 years old, if you're a boy and do you feel like a girl? Do you feel like a girl? Are you sure you don't feel like a girl?
I feel like a girl sometimes.
Well, I mean, then let's give you some hormones. But that's what they, it's time for hormone therapy.
See, where was there like a clinical trial? See, what I don't understand is people just started doing this. Like these fucking, basically, abusers. We know what this is. These are just fucking abusers. And they have a kid that is basically something for them to fucking abuse. And they can do it as much as they want. And now they have a little fucking blanket that they can, or a flag they can hide behind.
Yeah.
And they're abusing these kids. And what kind of fucking doctor is going to inject a kid with a hormone for what sort of treatment for what? Where are the clinical trials? Where's the scientific evidence? Where did this development happen? Because I kind of think people just started fucking doing it. And because it's mothers, people are looking the other way. And what we need to do is get these bitches by the scalp. So I didn't say that. Lord forgive me.
Yeah, no, man. I'm gonna put in I got some footage of this dude interviewing these libtard parents and asking them like, so do you think that kid should be able to just get hormone treatment? What do you even call it? It's not therapy, but give them hormones before they're old enough to even know what they want to eat for dinner.
That's just basically what I hear is, should we kill this person?
Dude,
that question is not an IQ test. That's a live or die. It's in my society. That's a live or die question. Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna
feel like there's so many signs that we're like in end times? I mean, are we gonna see the Antichrist? Is he already
right fucking here?
There you go.
This guy.
I'm glad you're on my team.
Hell yeah, dog. No, I mean, I'm not rich though, and I don't have any kind of political power, so probably not me. But
dude, for political power, all you need is some blackmail.
Yeah,
that's not that hard to get.
I know. I'm fucking lazy. I don't like, and most people aren't interesting around to follow around and stalk. Most of the time, they're just fucking going to work and eating.
Yeah, these fuckers, these political motherfuckers. I have been thinking about, zeroing in on some of them and then just, stalking them and then, videotaping them with their mistresses or whatever. And I don't know. These people need to know that they are not fucking gods.
I know. But I actually question whether or not they're real mammals. Like, is Pete Buttigieg, is he a real boy? Is there some? So. No, there seems to be some Pinocchio type shit going on with that.
Dude, I think Pinocchio was a great allegory that told a lot of truth.
Fuck yeah, man, that's some trippy shit. I try to put it on sometimes until it scares me.
Yeah. When they go to the island, or was it an island, where the kids are all like?
Yeah, they're like all turned into donkeys and.
Yeah. Oh my God, that movie's so fucked up.
Yo, Disney. I don't know.
Disney's evil.
I mean, is there? I don't even think there could be an executive over there that would deny that at this point.
I mean, they have all of their directors are pedophiles. It seems like.
Yeah. And I won't say in what capacity, but I have been through corporate. Now, I won't say anything. Let's just say that I'm familiar with some of the, not the highest level management. Like, those people are just eating the baby like in their office all day. I don't see that. But like the flying monkey type cronies. Yeah. I've been, some of the higher flying monkeys have flown by me in my circles. And let me tell you, they find each other, dude. That's all I'll say.
So, do you think that we need to expose this somehow? Like,
expose?
I don't know. Like,
does anybody not know this?
There's a lot of people that don't know it. They're too busy watching CNN and the Kardashians or whatever.
I mean, I guess you're right. But more and more, I run into people who are like, "Can you believe this?" And I'm like, I knew it since I was like 8. Yeah. Like, I started watching the Franklin scandal, man, when I was a kid. That shit was scaring me when I was like knee high to a June bug.
Yeah, I mean, like, when people say, like, "Can you believe this?" It's like, yeah, I know that you wouldn't do this, but you need to know that the world is run by psychopaths. Yeah, that's what people. Once you realize that, everything makes sense.
Yeah, and everybody's met. See, people need to understand. You need to get to know a psychopath. First of all, they're not all evil, in the way that It's a mental thing. I think it's maybe slightly related. No, I won't say that. That will get us thrown off the internet. But and it has nothing to do with women or anything like that. But I just won't even put that theory out there because it will just get us thrown off at this point. In a year, I'll probably be able to start talking about it because then it'll be obvious to everybody.
Yeah.
But now I don't want to I don't want to die on that cross, so to speak. But anyway, so psychopathy.
Yeah.
It is basically an adaptation to an environment when you're young.
But I recently heard that it's genetic.
Well, I mean, I don't know for sure. And I think I'm not an expert in these areas, but I'm skeptical a lot of these genetic things that tie traits with genes. Like I've looked carefully at a couple of these studies, and to say that they're specious would be kind. Like the kind of wishy-washy, hand-wavy stuff they're doing with their statistics and their methodology, it's just to cook up some kind of article to get in the news. Like it's just most of them are horseshit.
Yeah.
But I don't know about these specifically, so I'll say that. But all I know is that I suspect that it's at least partly, there may be a genetic kind of thing that goes with it, but the unraveling of these genes, I think, takes place in the early environment.
Well, I mean, if you think about like the royal bloodlines of, all of these rulers throughout history.
Yeah. Well, you know what they do with their kids, right? Fox hunting, right?
Yeah.
They do that. Rich people, what do people, they're like, oh, Chris hates rich people. Rich people do this with their children. Look up fox hunting. Just look up it. I'm not even doing, the term is evil enough. It tells you enough about how fucked up it is. But if you want to find out more, look up how it's done. Learn about the way rich people do things. You got to learn about the way they do things. They don't like a stand-up fight. They know that people and everybody else, they're bigger, stronger, smarter, faster, better in every way. So that's why they're going to fucking cheat. And they're going to tell you to play by the rules. Look up fox hunting. That's rich people. Anyway.
Yeah.
I love people.
Dude, let me tell you what I loved. Fucking Ricky Gervais lighting up those Hollywood motherfuckers.
I want to
see that.
Yeah, it made me want to be in showbiz, dude. I'm like, wait a second. Can I get an agent or something? I want to do that.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it. I love
so
him.
Great.
I love him. I love his attitude so much.
Oh yeah, and then the reactions of all those Hollywood assholes, like Tom Hanks. Oh, I can't believe he said that.
Oh, he's a fucking ninny at the very least. Although, dude, I gotta say something. I've been doing some R&D and some thinking about Spielberg, and I don't think he's a pedophile. So if we want to talk about that today or another day.
Well, what makes you think he's not?
All right, so check this out. If we just do a little just thinking about Steven Spielberg. First of all, there's never been anybody that's outright accused him.
Second, you had Cappy. He kind of.
Yeah, but he said that he heard that though. So
I mean, one thing that makes me skeptical is that, like, why are all of his movies, or so many of them, surrounding kids? It's like, let's get the kids on the movie set, away from their parents. I mean, think about Hook.
I agree with your case there, but just hear this one point out because no one's brought this up. No one's brought up this. But okay, so Steven Spielberg started making all kinds of money. And he was getting all kinds of success. So guess what came after that? Divorce. So he was getting divorced and he was paying all his money to a bunch of lawyers and his ex-wife. At the time, he was making Temple of Doom. Now, if you watch Temple of Doom, there's misogyny in that movie. Like he's and clearly like they were, and I think a bunch of the dudes were going through divorces making it. I actually think maybe it was Harrison, I forget, somebody, but Steven Spielberg has talked about how they were going through divorces making Temple of Doom and how it influenced the way that he made the movie. But at the same time, he was smartening up in his divorce. He was banging Kate Capshaw.
Yeah.
And he married her.
Yeah.
These are the types of decisions that only regular straight men make. And that is my case for Steven Spielberg not being a pedophile. That's all I got. I don't have any other evidence.
So you're saying just because he banged Kate Capshaw during the filming and then married her?
Yeah, first of all, she's straight up hot and she's very sexy.
But let me throw this at you. What if she is just down with the procurement of children? Say like Ghislaine Maxwell.
I mean, it could be, dude. But that type of bad decision making, first of all, he didn't get a prenup with her, and he's held it down with her over the years.
Well, but maybe she's on the level. Because look at Epstein and Ghislaine, they went through the years.
Yeah, maybe you're right, dog. But
I mean, I've read a lot about where, these fucking people that someone will go to try to find a spouse that is down with the shit that they're down with, and then they get married. And then it's just, they sell their kids.
I mean, yeah. It's just I was watching a little bit of Temple of Doom, and I was like, yeah, she's all right. And she's
of course I fucking love
crazy,
that movie.
and she's annoying. But she's my kind of crazy. I would love to have someone like that on the party, like just for fun. Like, she's my kind of a pain in the ass. I can get down with her in the movie, her character. And I'm sure she's just like that.
But again, oh yeah, totally. But with Spielberg, are you going to be able to excel to that level if you're not down with the greater agenda? I don't think so.
Good point. I think you might have me swayed.
I mean, dude, I would love to believe that he's not a pedophile, but things just point too much to it.
But dude, there are so many great parts of Jaws.
Oh, we just watched Jaws. It was awesome. I hadn't seen it in so long. Oh my God, it's so good.
And the parts on the boat when they're having the conversations, this just doesn't have the pedophile weirdness. This has like a straight, normal, Earth of God, non-pedophile, male kind of feel to it.
But that was the mid-'70s. That was before he probably boarded the train.
See, do you ever board that train? Or is it... Because for me, it's like you're either on board from a very early age or you're not. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, from what I've heard, how they get good people into it, similar with, shit that would go down on Epstein's Island, is that he would have parties with, girls that were like 16, 17, and dudes would get with them. And then he would be like, all right, well, they're underage. And so now I got this dirt on you. And then he would bring out younger kids. And they would just get younger and younger, and these people would have to get down even when they didn't want to because they already had the blackmail over them.
True. I was actually talking to some fellows at work about this, water cooler type shit. And so I was like, let's say we knew about somebody that was like raping kids at the office. Like, what do you think we would do? Like, really? And we kind of look at each other. We would probably do something fucking horrible to him and then turn him in.
But you have so many people in fear of losing their jobs and losing their security.
But there would be enough of the patriarchy that we would be like, hey, let him go.
But that's your workplace, and which might differ from the Hollywood thing, because I'm convinced in order to rise through the ranks of Hollywood, they have to get dirt on you. Like, interesting thing about Clooney that I heard was that early on, like on the set of like ER and shit, and even like Roseanne or whatever, he was on Roseanne or Facts of Life or some shit, I don't know.
Yeah.
He would purposely leave like naked pictures of himself all over the place for people to find, just so that he could, they would have dirt on him, and then he would progress up the ladder.
Wait, what?
He would leave naked pictures of himself so that people would have them, and then they'd be like, oh, well, we can have him under our thumb. Look at, he's making it easier for us to get him under our thumb because he knows that that's going to help him go, rise through the ranks.
Sorry, I just started getting an idea what I could do at work. But that just seems like just sort of good business.
Yeah, but you could see where it would frame you to be someone that could be compromised.
Well, you're not. Here's my dick. I've compromised myself. Here we go. No more compromise.
I mean, I only heard that.
I mean, I don't know, dude.
You know, like, I mean, the pictures could contain like other things, you know, other
I have-
compromises.
True, dude. George Clooney, all right, but we'll just say a couple things about George Clooney that just to temper the argument here. He has a history of getting people who I know are fucking assholes by the throat.
Like who?
There's this fucking asshole director who made and he makes some halfway decent, interesting movies. Oh, he's the dude who made that movie, I Heart the Huckabees.
Who was that?
Creepy McFuckstick, we'll call him.
Creepy
I'm sure
McFuckstick.
Yeah, and he's one of these guys that is an artist, but I can tell I just want to fucking stomp on him. Even though he does make some good movies, but whatever, fuck him. I can just tell he's a little fuck. And George Clooney took him, when George Clooney wasn't even anything big yet, took that dude by the throat on set in front of everybody and was like, you need to fucking turn your act around, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that Clooney could have been good back in the day, but in recent years, he seems just like a compromised piece of shit.
So you think it was just too much? I mean, I don't want to say too much pussy.
Could be.
I mean, that can happen, dude.
And I mean, all it would take, because you know how he likes to party. So all it would take is the right party situation to get him even more compromised to where he's going to start saying whatever the fucking system wants him to say.
Yeah, man, nothing softens the guy up like some nice.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Look at that chick that he's with now.
Oh, no. Dude, that's some kind of arrangement shit.
I think that she might even be a dude.
That's like an ambassador type. That's like a corporate arrangement or something. They're not boning. He just sends her. They're to stand together or something. That's PR. Because there's nothing. I mean, look at him. There's nothing there.
But I also heard from a dude, a friend of mine, that was heavy into that the element. Well, he was rubbing elbows with all those fuckers, and he said that Clooney's gay as hell.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, he may probably bi. I hear they're all bi. You know.
I mean, his success and long-term good looks and general been able to just hold his life together does seem like a gay man.
Yeah, right.
I mean, if you look around, just look around. If you see dudes that are fit looking, healthy, and happy at 40, what are you not likely to see? Just saying.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that it can be, you can hang on to your money a lot more. You can not get your money taken away from you. You could not have somebody yelling at you all the time. Not that women do that. That's the patriarchy talking.
But despite the ability to have been compromised, I still love Brad Pitt, man. I think he's awesome.
Man, he's not compromised, dude.
I mean, I love that he stood up. Did you hear what happened with him and Weinstein?
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. And it's what's crazy is how wild it is to everybody to see how you just should fucking act and how it's normal to act.
So for the people that don't know what we're talking about, lay it down.
So Harvey Weinstein, surprise, surprise, tried to get with Gwyneth Paltrow and got a little rapey fingered with her. And she got upset about it, and she told her boyfriend at the time. And so instead of calling the Humane Society or whoever, he and calling 60 Minutes, he just called Harvey Weinstein up, and I think he went down there, which is even better.
Yeah.
And he was like, just not this one, motherfucker. Yeah. And Harvey Weinstein was like, all right, I don't need to die over this one.
Yeah, Brad was like, if you touch her again, I'll fucking kill you.
And and Harvey Weinstein was like, this guy might. He might. Yeah. And I know enough to know it's not worth fucking with this situation. I'll move on. And that's what it takes to protect some real fucking, some manly type shit.
Yeah. I mean, but the fact that Brad has risen so high in the ranks, it that makes me, you know, worry a little bit. But I'm like, he's just so cool, and he seems so like not like that. I mean, maybe he's just able to swim with the piranhas.
Yeah, he did Ad Astra. That was just for them.
Right.
Like he did Ad Astra to like be. They were like, okay, you can do like 5 movies that are good, but then you got to do this for the whatever this force is in Hollywood. It can't fucking be denied. Like what they're doing to like what is this? And I'm excited about Top Gun, but I'm also scared about what they're gonna do to Maverick at the end.
I know.
You know, I'm worried they're gonna, you know, because I heard that Kelly, what's her name? Not Kelly.
McGillis?
No. They couldn't put her in.
No.
She was like, they didn't ask me to be in it.
Because you look horrible, bitch.
Bitch, because it's not a monster movie. But anyway.
Wait, what is it?
So
Jennifer Connelly that they got?
Yeah. Labyrinth Girl.
Yeah.
So he's got Labyrinth Girl in it. Who, I mean, she's still trying to keep it tight.
Yeah, she looks good. I mean, I just feel bad with how many times she's probably been raped.
Yeah, but in the movie, yeah, totally. In the movie, she's like a single mom. I guess the dad was hopefully he was a fighter pilot that got shot down or something. That's what I'm hoping. And he wasn't just, okay, let's just hope he's a fighter pilot or some kind of good soldier who was doing something good and got shot down. And so she runs a bar, and Maverick probably is just doing his Maverick shit, and she just falls over for him and starts riding around on his motorcycle. And then maybe at the end, he just is like, all right, uncle, bitch. You got me. I can go that far. But if it's like at the end, it's like, oh, this Maverick shit I've been doing for 30 years is wrong. I should have been hanging out with you and the kids. Then I'm going to be upset.
Dude, remember her in the one with Jared Leto? What was the name of that again? That was horrific.
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of it?
I don't know. It's the prequel to The Joker.
But yeah, that last scene that she's in, whoa.
I don't know.
She goes to the party.
See, I wonder, and I'm not going to say it's bad filmmaking, but could you imagine being and asking like people to really do these things and not saying like, you know what, guys, is this a little much?
Yeah.
Like, can't we just maybe kind of fucking hint at it? Isn't this a little much for everybody? Like, really? I don't know. Maybe I'm just not hardcore enough. I won't go near that shit. I saw the beginning of that scene. I was like, oh, nope. I can't handle any raping in movies of any kind. No raping. No. I can't handle it.
Yeah, it really pisses me off.
I get real upset, dog. Like this movie, Straw Dogs.
Oh, with was that Jonah Hill?
Yeah, well, no, they should put him. But it was the other one. One of the James Marsden was in it, the remake. But it was Dustin Hoffman in the original fucking just assault on the human race, the original Straw Dogs. But in the remake, no one ever watched this movie. Because I don't understand what from part of hell they cooked this one up. But I had a conniption in the movie theater, and I had to go sit outside and catch my breath. And I don't get affected by much.
Yeah, I had a visceral effect like that when I watched that movie about the Stanford experiment.
Oh, I watched that. Yeah. I couldn't. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Oh man, that really pissed me off.
I can't. Because I know when I see people doing that, I start getting conniptiony.
Yeah, I became very enraged. People should check out that movie though. It was it was a real experiment, right?
Although lately there have been some claims that it didn't really happen. And if you look at the guy who ran I'm not saying I don't know shit, but if you just look at Philip Zimbardo, which is the scientist, Zimbardo with a Z, just look at him and think to yourself, scientist, huh? I don't know. I'm a little wacky myself, but just look at his clothes, look at his Wikipedia page, look at the things he said, and just think to yourself, maybe there's something going on with this guy. Just saying.
Yeah. All right, dude, I'm going to stop it right here just because we got